Good afternoon, subscribers. Welcome to episode 6 of the Palabook Club, where we're discussing chapter 5, Money Healing Rituals of the Art of Money by Bari Tessler. It's Oliver Damien. It's 3:10 p.m. here in Sydney. It's Anzac Day, 25th of April 2017. And we have Janice as usual. She's still in Bali. How are you, Janice?
Hi, yes, still in Bali, but it's good. There's worse places to wait things out. It is 1:10 p.m. here in Ubud, Bali, Indonesia, and it's also the 25th of April.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, money healing rituals. What's your take on this chapter?
Well, I was really excited to get to this chapter because I've been a big fan and a big utilizer of rituals for probably most of my life, and it's something that I still do. I have a whole morning ritual that I do here in Bali that I really love, that I stick to every day, and I'm excited about bringing in some different rituals to also help strengthen my relationship with money, the way that it's strengthened other areas of my life. It was great. I'm really liking the direction that the book is going.
Yeah, me too. Like I was raised as a Catholic, and I went to Catholic schools from kindy, elementary school, high school, even university. I was educated by the Jesuits. And say what you want about the Catholics, but they do have some beautiful, powerful rituals, and and even the churches and the way. Yeah, there's something powerful about rituals. How when you make something solemn, yeah, like I people believers take it seriously. It's all have to do with the way things are arranged and the sequence of steps. Yeah, it's and I also studied law, and a lot of the law is actually rituals. Like when, especially in the British and Australian system, like where the judges here still wear wigs and robes, and we still bow down when the judge enters the chambers and all that. It brings solemnity to the occasion.
Is
People
that
take
why
it.
they still wear the wigs?
Hmm?
Is that why they still wear the wigs?
It's part of it, and part of the reason it is actually a practical aspect of that. Like the barristers and the judges, they wear the wigs so that they look the same. So when because in the British system, it's adversarial. So one side argues against the other side. If they look
Okay.
the same, they wear black robes and wigs. The two
Okay.
sides look the same. So you're more to focus on the arguments. Whereas in the American system, if one wears a Chanel and looks pretty slick and the other one looks a bit, there's a bias. Like
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
so here, whether you're the barrister is a woman or a man, they kind of look the same because of the wig, and
Okay.
so there's a
Yeah,
purpose.
as an American, I'm
Yeah,
not a
it's
big
quite
fan
different.
of the wigs.
Yeah, and here there's not many of the theatrics you see in especially in American TV in relation to trials. Here they just stand in their podium and just talk. They don't do the.
Yeah, I guess that's why there's no Australia court TV.
No, there is, but they show the drama in the words and also off the behind the scenes.
All right, well, I guess that's for another episode or
Yeah.
another show entirely.
What I like about this chapter is how she makes. So we talked about the rituals we learned or we got from our culture and religion and in the law, and she talks about how powerful it can be if we make our own personal ritual. Yeah, and when she says that when we relate to ritual as a creative process born directly from our own beliefs, aesthetics, and deep desires, it become even more powerful. So what she's saying is, if we create our own rituals coming from our own desires, our own beliefs, then it's really powerful. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I will say I was raised actually in the Mormon faith,
Mm-hmm.
and we did rituals as well as a community. However, I have found for myself the ones that I create that are in alignment with more what I feel in my own heart, that they are more powerful sort of than the ones that were prescribed to me. So
Mm.
yeah, I love that concept of designing them
Yeah,
personally. Hmm.
yeah, and the way that's been showing up in other areas of my life is actually this Insight Timer app is quite useful. So I've done a few rituals, like
I'm a
yeah,
big insight timer enthusiast.
yeah, because it as she said later, as Barry says later in the chapter, one of the characteristics of a ritual is there's a start and an end, right? A defined start and beginning. And Insight Timer helps a lot with that because I just let's say I'm gonna do yoga. Because right now I don't do yoga in the gym. I just do it in my room where I do my work as well. So it just breaks
Yeah.
my day. So I just start it and it runs for 18 minutes. So in 18 minutes, I'm just doing the postures. So I'm just focused on that, and it works a lot. Again, I just listen to the bell, and I use it in everything now, like in orgasmic meditation, also in my third eye meditation. So that helps. So
Yeah,
there are tools now we could use.
I've been using it for my desire inventory every
Mm.
morning. First, I do a intention meditation with the insight timer, and then I set it for another 13 minutes. And for the entire 13 minutes, all I do is journal about different desires that I have.
Awesome.
After. Mm-hmm.
Or
Yep, and that's actually a part of my own personal morning ritual. Are those two things? So
awesome.
everyone, get the insight timer.
So do you have a money ritual you have, or have you recently done one, or do you have one that's existing?
So until I read this chapter, I hadn't had one too specifically, but like I just mentioned, I do an envisioning meditation every morning where I envision my life 3 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is focused around either where I want to go with my career or where I want to go with my finances. And I do have really, really specific goals that I meditate on when it comes to money, and maybe how much I want to have in the bank, or how much even that I want to have earned overnight. Um, and then I also think of what my perfect day would look like. And yeah, that's also sometimes centered around finances. And then when I do my desire inventory for 13 minutes every morning, I get really, really specific about exactly how much I desire to have in the bank, and exactly how much I desire to earn from a specific project, and exactly how much I desire to be earning in the future, and maybe exactly how much I want to make from really anything. I'm thinking of starting a business, and I sometimes, I'm really specific about, in 2 years I want to have made this much in 1 month. Um, but this was all before I read this chapter. And now I'm thinking of starting some new rituals.
Mm.
Um, I get paid about once a week right now, and I have a desire to get paid more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking of every time I get paid doing some type of receiving money ritual. I haven't thought about what that's going to look like yet, because I've just read the chapter last night actually.
Mm-hmm.
So receiving money ritual is one thing that I'm considering developing. I've had some financial pressure and stress over the past year.
Mm-hmm.
And so after my Bali adventure is complete, I'm thinking of developing a letting go of money sadness ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a couple debts to some friends who have helped me out, to help support me through some visa complications that I've had. And I would also like to develop different rituals for paying each of them back as well.
Awesome.
So I haven't developed these yet, but those are 3 areas around money that I would like to, maybe either do some celebrating or some rituals or releasing, something along those lines.
Awesome. Yeah. I have, well, actually, I do have a kind of ritual because right now I've moved into, as we said in the previous episode, I moved into freelancing work. So I kind of have a ritual, but I'll put more solemnity in it. My ritual is, so I go to work as a freelance copywriter for this hair products company, and then when I get home, I send my invoice, so that I invoice them for that day, so it's clear that I work this day, and I send them the invoice. I do it when I get home, maybe after I have dinner or when I get home. It just kind of rounds off the day of work, and it's nice actually. It's nice to feel that. Whereas before, maybe when I was in doing law, it's more like you. Oh no, there is because in law we have to send our time because you have to bill every 6 minutes for time. So you actually have to reconcile all your billings and time before when billing. Each client has their own billing time, so you have to reconcile everything you're gonna bill with the client. So there are rituals, and I like when what she says that even the simplest daily tasks can become deeply meaningful and transformative when infused with mindfulness and intention. So yeah,
That's really the whole point of ritual, is bringing the divine into the daily.
hmm so I'm trying to. So that's what I'll do, and like you, I want to pay off my debts, and I did pay off my debt a few years ago, and I should have made a big ritual out of it. I didn't. So I'll do a double one next time I pay my debt. I'll do a double size ritual because to
Right. Well, maybe I
include
can
the one in the
participate.
past.
One quote that I really liked, ritual aligns our inner and outer world and affirms our commitment to transformation and healing. It pulls our intentions into the material world and infuses everyday reality with sacred awareness.
Yeah, I highlighted that too.
I figured. In ritual, and actually this is really good, going along with the rituals around paying off debt.
Yeah.
In ritual, we declare our readiness for change. We honor and release our past, consciously affirm our choice, and step toward our future with clear intentions.
Mm.
And that's actually quite perfect for doing any type of rituals around debt.
Yeah, and I like, and when you talk about the embracing the past as well, I like she had a story of one of her clients who burned things because she really wanted to get off her to get away from the past, so she burned a lot of stuff, and she couldn't really move on because she kind of just it's like a total cut from the past, and she had to somehow bring the past back so that you could. Yeah, so I like that because I know a friend who does. I think it's new moon or full moon burning. But I guess burning is good as well. But I guess what she's saying is sometimes we have to honor the past instead of just, you know,
Be done with it.
because it's part of who we are. And I guess I'll make some legal references because I'm a lawyer. So there's the difference between France and the European system and the British system. Because the law of England or the British law is unbroken since 1066. So you can actually trace cases back in 1066 and they're still valid. Whereas,
Really?
yeah, it's unbroken. The law is it's long running. So you could actually look at statutes You can even look at statutes passed to create the Church of England so that Henry VIII can legally marry Anne Boleyn. So even
Yeah, I know all
though,
about that.
so they follow the form and ritual, even though they're trying to subvert an existing ritual, they have to create a new ritual. So that's the beauty of the British form. Whereas in the French way, they did this during the French Revolution. They killed off the monarchy and they rewrote the law from scratch. So there's a clean break. Like Napoleon codified a lot, and in a way, the law starts from when Napoleon wrote all this
Yep.
code, the Napoleonic code. So there's a difference in tradition there. So in a way, we're trying to be more like the British system, where you bring all the old traditions, like in Armani Pass, instead of
You're referring to
cleanly
the
cutting the head
Australian
off.
system?
Sorry.
You're referring to the Australian system?
The Australian system is also an offshoot of the British system.
Yeah, right.
So it's like the Australian crown came from the British crown. Or technically, the Governor General of Australia is still a representative of the Queen of England. So it still goes on.
You're giving us such an education. I love
Yeah.
it.
So
Go ahead.
yeah.
Do
So
you want to go through the 7 elements of the money healing rituals for those who are listening?
yeah, you could go through that. I just wanted. I was just looking at my copy, and then as we were saying, one of the things I highlighted is ritual is one way to love yourself into transformation rather than shaming or yelling yourself into change. So I think that's a recurring theme in the book, right?
Yes, being patient with yourself, going slow,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's all just so full of self-love too. And yeah, we're not going to accomplish anything by beating ourselves up over it. I'd rather not have the debts that I have, especially because they're to people who I know. But in a way, part of the reason I want to create the ritual is to honor the support that these people gave me, and how much I was able to rely upon them and how beautiful that is, and as well as it being over and done with.
Yeah. I
But
mean, death is a funny thing because most of the richest people I know have the biggest debts as well. So it's how you use it, I think. That's
mm,
yeah, and it can make one fragile because when circumstances change, then you have all these debts weighing down on you, on a person. So you can't quickly change with the change environment. But at the same time, it can be used to be more flexible. So it depends on how it's used. So I mean, I don't think demonizing debt is effective. It's just how we use it, right?
yeah, totally.
Mm.
I'm so thankful for having been given the help, actually.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So 7 elements of a personal money healing ritual.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'll go through them fairly quickly and just, I guess, interrupt me if you want to.
Oh, yeah, I can go quickly, and if people want to get deeper, they can get the book, right?
All right. 7 elements of a personal money healing ritual. 1, select and instruct your witnesses. So you could be solo, you could be with friends. 2, have a clearly defined beginning, middle, and end.
Mm,
3, honor the old and call in the new.
mm.
4, rely on metaphor, which, pretty basic part of a ritual, but important as well.
Mm,
5, this is important, pay attention to the space.
mm, mhm,
So important. Like
mm.
I seriously could not do any type of practice or ritual if there is clutter.
Yeah.
My orgasmic meditation practice, no type of meditation can happen for me if things are messy.
Mm.
6, be as present as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe drink the wine after, not before. And 7, honor your timing and resistance. So
Mm,
good.
mm. Well, a few comments from me, like space clearing. Actually, an anecdote. I found my other meditation, not orgasmic meditation, but the third eye meditation. I found my teacher through someone who lived in Bali who wrote about clear your clutter with feng shui. So Karen Kingston, the space.
What type of clutter?
Her book was Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui,
Oh, okay.
and she's a powerful practitioner in space clearing. She's now back in Australia, but she used to live in Bali, and that's where she developed all her clearing rituals. She makes mandalas and flowers, and she brings down this space. She's the one who invited me in Yepi, and we went through all the temples, visited all the temples, and went to all the sacred places. It's an amazing time.
Yeah.
And yeah, and my mom bought it for some reason. She was interested in feng shui, and I helped her apply it in her life, and it changed her life completely. We cleaned out her garage. We either gave away or sold stuff she never used, but she was hoarding it. She was a kind of hoarder in the past. Then she changed all of that. She's now very minimalist like me, and it made her life flow better. Just clearing our clutter. That simple ritual of clearing things, that there's a simple rule that you can learn in clearing clutter. If you don't love something or you don't use it every day, then why is it in your life? Kind of makes
I
sense.
love it. We should make a
Uh,
chapter about that in the book.
yeah. So in a strange kind of way, I found all these things link up through rituals. And then what else did you say? Oh yeah, beginning, middle, and end. I went to film school as well. There's so many things, and
How many
and it's
careers do
very
you have?
basic, and it's very basic, right? Beginning, middle, end. But it's amazing how many people miss that, and people complain that, oh, Hollywood is so popular because most Hollywood films doesn't have a beginning, middle, and end. People get it, whereas there's so
Yeah.
many art films that try so hard to be arty that you don't get it. There's no beginning, middle, and end. I
Or
think
just want to leave you hanging at the end.
yeah, and it can be effective, but I think the way is not, as they say, like painters like Picasso and all that. They learned the rules first before they broke them. Like if you've seen an early Picasso painting, he can paint really well the old style, but he chose to purposely do the cubist style. He discovered it later, but he can do the normal style, the classical style.
Normal style.
In the same way, like before you can write poetry, you should learn the grammar. So I guess that's where the beginning, middle, and end. It's good to have structure, but you can be creative within the structure. Creativity
Well,
doesn't
it's the
happen
importance
in
of the
absence of
container.
structure. Yeah. What's that?
It's the importance of the container.
Yeah.
Same reason.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. And then that's why I guess that's giving those 7 specific points is really good. And the way
Yep.
she does that in all the chapters, where she gives clear indication on how to do it, while at the same time talking about the vibe of the whole thing. It's a good combination to have.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there any more that you want to highlight before we
No, it
end?
was. I felt like this chapter went faster for me for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I read it quickly and I made my notes quickly. I guess especially compared to the chapter on forgiveness.
So maybe it's okay.
So those are actually all of my notes, and yeah, I look forward to hearing more about any rituals that you create.
Yeah.
After
I'll
we
just
come
read.
back.
I'll just read off some of my other highlights. The other
Okay.
highlight I had was sometimes we can't quite envision the new relationship we want with money. We only know what we're done with. That's fine. If you haven't found your yes yet, start with your no. That's good.
Mhm.
So sometimes we don't know what we want yet. but we could tell what we don't want. And that word would be when I was finding my desire. Because sometimes I don't really know what I want. Like when I quit law, I don't really know what I want to do instead of doing it, but I know I didn't want it at that time. So I had to say no first, and so I could create space for the yes. So
Yeah, focusing on the feelings.
yeah, and also like in the desire, you can never really know if someone has the right, if someone's a full yes, if you haven't felt their no, you know?
Mm.
So, and then the other highlight I had is the more we're willing to remove the veils, the more radiant we become.
Yep.
And then,
One layer at a time.
and I also like when she talks about how many of us deeply cherish elements of our family and our heritage. Yet, at the same time, our family and ancestors are often the sources of much of our negative, limiting money beliefs. So I guess that's a good way to delineate. Like we love our family, but we don't have to get all our skills from them. Maybe we need to get money skills from people other than our family, right?
Yeah, thank God.
And then the other one is we can let go of our past and even ritually burn or bury it, yet we must also appreciate it for getting us to the present moment. I think we've talked about that, where we are strong enough to move beyond it. So
Mm.
you have to be thankful that, oh, I'm strong enough to move beyond my past and I honor it, I thank it.
Mm.
And lastly, ritual as a creative process. She says, your personal money healing ritual should support you, encourage you, clarify you, and connect you to what matters most. I like that. Support, encourage, clarify, and connect me to what matters most. And I guess that loops back to desire. It should connect me to my desire. My money ritual should connect me to what's important to me. So I
It
guess,
also connects back to the idea of the fact that this is about strengthening a relationship. And
mm,
that's, part those are all aspects of all good relationships. And and that's what this is about, the relationship that we have with our money, which is the point.
yeah. Actually, I got three more and then I'm done. I like when she says, I am a fan of simplicity and love bringing in flowers, a few meaningful objects, lighting candles, and nibbling a bit of exquisite dark chocolate.
I was like, yeah, girl.
So good. And then she says, ritual loves mindfulness. We talked about that. Focus your attention and bring your whole self up to the moment. Actually, money healing isn't an all or nothing proposition. It doesn't have to be a big bang, right? It's a journey of baby step after baby step.
Yes.
I think the way we did this series is a testament to that. We didn't do the whole book at once. We're doing it chapter by chapter, bit by bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's working for me. Is it working for you?
It's working for me, yes. Quite well, actually.
Awesome.
It's really been great to spread this out over my time here in Bali. It's been lovely in that regard, instead of just trying to do it all at once. And
Yeah.
I've taken your suggestion of slowing down with the book and reading the chapters closer to when we're going to record.
Yeah.
And it's not how I would have chosen to do it, but I've enjoyed making myself do it that way.
It's an observation. It's interesting to see that, at least in the way we approach the book, I'm more feminine and you're more masculine. So it's we're living proof that masculine and feminine doesn't have to be man and woman. It can interpenetrate each one, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, you're right. I hadn't realized that before, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm approaching it more femininely and you're approaching it more masculinely, and that's fine. It works well.
Yeah,
I mean, not all the time, but there are aspects like
yeah, for sure.
yeah, and I love that. I love that we could play with all these roles and energies and without being stuck to the stereotype. I'm the man. I should be doing this.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
It's
So,
cool, right?
and yeah,
Love it.
really good chemistry too.
Yeah.
Which really appreciate that Barry has commented on that actually a couple times about the
Yeah.
chemistry between the two of us.
And she likes the she did mention she liked the male female
Yep.
dynamics. Awesome. Yeah. So another chapter, and then I'm glad that we're getting through. It's
We
amazing.
are getting through. Next week, just hold on. Next week, chapter 6, it's
Mhm.
never just about the money.
Yeah, I like the heading. It's making me very curious.
Yeah, same, same.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Janice. That was an
Thank you.
another awesome episode.
Yeah, that was.
And I guess you said you'll be traveling or something. Enjoy. Have it.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow morning to meet a friend on the coast for a couple days. So really, really looking forward to that. It means so much to me to get to see, my friends from back home. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Awesome. Have it.
Yeah.
Have it fully. Let it
Yeah.
land.
Oh, I'm going to.
Awesome. Have fun, and I'll see you next week for another
Next week.
episode.
Yep. Cool.
Cool. Thank you
Bye,
everyone for
everyone.
listening. And as always, please share around. And we love to hear your discussions, your thoughts, and everything. Message us or comment in the video and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.